Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins Gate 0. In the last episode, Maho and Leskinen managed to return to the office here in Tokyo Denki. But Leskinen was betrayed, surprisingly, by his colleague and compatriot and partner in crime. Somebody who knew that about Leskinen's own plans for both Amadeus and Rintaro Okabe, at least as far as Stratfor is concerned. That betrayer is none other than the woman before us, Judy Reyes. Also a professor of the Victor University who studies physiopsychology. But she seems to be in it for herself, it seems. She tried to get a hold of Amadeus through Maho, but she failed. And now it seems like she's going to kill Maho anyway. But Moeka seems to have a plan of sorts. I wonder what she intends. I wonder if...
制御コードのパスを受理せよ。
I wonder if Moeka has figured it out.
で、ある点。そんな、どうしてそれを
So Moeka did figure it out.
嘘
Maho, you mean to tell me that you put the control code on that box? The box that you showed Rintaro and Moeka? The words, God does not play dice?
ビュルフェルト。やめて、キリアさん。ニヒト。
It can't be. No.
制御コードが入力されました。システムを強制的にエマージェンシーモードに移行します。
It can't be.
制御コードが指定するバッチプログラムを実行します。処理の実行についての再確認は行われません。実行には十分に注意してください。最高管理権限保持者、ヒア城真帆の命令をもって処理を開始します。最高管理権限保持者、ヒア城真帆の命令をもって処理を開始します。最高管理権限保持者、ヒア城真帆の命令をもって処理を開始します。最高管理権限保持者、ヒア城真帆の命令をもって処理を開始します。最高管理
Seems
権
that
限保持者、
Amadeus is
ヒア城
awaiting
真
a
帆の
response
命令を
from
もって
Maho.
処理を開始します。
Amadeus's mechanical voice filled the room. The question is how you could have been so careless. Reyes' lips curled up into a grin.
ごめん。
You truly are insightful, Moeka
ラ
kill
ウンダー
you.
の情報収集能力も侮れないわね。
By the way, how do you know about the Rounders, Reyes? I'm interested to know about that.
さあマホ、ゴーと言いなさい。
嫌よ。できない。
No.
ゴーと言ってヒア嬢さん、あなたが生き残るために。
That's unfortunately true, but
キリアさん、
Reyes won't let either of them live. Regardless.
無理よ。言って。
Looks like we have no choice.
しれったいわね。
And Reyes is starting to get upset as well.
マホ、背中を押してあげるわ。
Don't you do it, Reyes. Reyes turned the gun towards Moeka, and with no hesitation. Bad move. She pulled the trigger. Looks like you tipped your hand, Reyes. Moeka fell on the floor with a bullet in her chest.
「大変。お友達は出血多量の重傷よ。放っておけば確実に死ぬわ。
I'm touched by your concern, Reyes. Of course she's right. That makes it even more worse. Moeka tried to say something to Maho, but all that came out of her mouth was blood. If we don't do something soon,
さあ言え。
she's gonna bleed out.
早く。
クリス、
We can't do it.
ゴーよ。
最高管理権限保持者ヒア嬢真帆の命令を確認しました。
Well, it's too little too late
バ
now.
ッジプログラムを実行します。
今度こそ。
Indeed.
指定されたバッジプログラムはアマデウスに関連するすべてのデータを完全に削除するものです。
Well, too bad. In other words, Amadeus is going bye-bye.
削除対象にはこれまで取得された記憶データのバックアップも含みます。
In other words, it all goes up in flames.
ローカルに保存されているデータの暗号解錠キーも消去し、以後使用できなくなります。
In other words,
すべての
once
勝
again,
負
Judy
が完了
Reyes,
するまでには15分程度かかります。
you lose.
削除処理を開始します。
マホ、どういうこと？なんでデ
It's
ータが
just
削
as
除
it
されるのよ。
sounds.
制御コードは不可侵領域ストレージのロックを解除するコマンドでしょ。
秘密の日記を開ける鍵なんてもともとそんなもの用意してないのよ。
Indeed. That was the, that's the truth.
当たり前じゃない。アマデウスが兵器転用される可能性なんて誰だって想像がつくもの。
Indeed.
絶対にそれは避けなければならなかった。
Which meant that essentially no matter what, well, I suppose in the case of Leskinen, he had his memory ability, his special treatment that he used on Maho. Although surprisingly, he didn't use it to get access to Amadeus directly because he's still in need of Amadeus.
だからアマデウスには外部から絶対に触れることのできない領域を作って、それを無敵の防壁で囲ったの。
In other words, there is no way for anyone to access Amadeus's
設計
databanks
した私ですら
completely.
その壁を乗り越えることは不可能なようにした。どこにも出入り口がない城壁を。無敵でしょ。
そんな。
まあ大学の研究費を使っているのにコントロール不能なソフトウェアを作るとは言いにくかったから、対外的には制御コードの存在を説明していたわけ。
In other words,
でも
misinformation.
制御コードの本来の目的はアマデウスの全リソースデータの削除バッジコマンド。
Just in case Amadeus fell into the wrong
要する
hands.
に自爆スイッチよ。これを本当に起動する日が来るとは思ってなかったわ。これで全部よ。
And that's all she
もう隠
wrote.
していることは何もない。どうかしら。満足してくれた？
Which means in less than 15 minutes, Amadeus will be gone. All traces of it.
どいつもこいつもバカにして。
In other words, there was no way for you to win from the very start. Reyes put the gun right between Maho's eyes. Maho didn't look away.
役立たずは死になさいよ。
Getting a little emotional, are we, Dr. Reyes?
ラウンド。
Yeah, you forgot about her again. Reyes fell on the floor. She'd been shot by the dying Moeka, who was still lying on the floor.
桐生さん。
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to save her. Maho ran over and held her in her arms.
よかった。生きようとしてくれて。桐生さん。あの時言ってくれたこと不 嬉しかった。
In other words, Maho Hiajo became Moeka Kiryu's reason for living.
代わりがいる。自分より優れた人がいる。それが何だっていうの。私は私。
Indeed. You are Moeka Kiryu.
ヒアジョーさんも同じ。マキセ・クリスは関係ない。あなたはあなただから。
You're exactly right. Unfortunately, we can't save her. The blood she coughed up dribbled down on top of her motorcycle suit.
キリュウさん。早く逃げて。誰か来る前に。
Yeah. Reyes soldiers are still out there.
私は置いていって。何言ってるのよ。
Unfortunately, Maho doesn't want to leave. But it was obvious that Moeka couldn't move. Even if Maho had gotten out of the building and got help by the time she got back, it would be too late.
そうだ。
Maho leapt for the laptop on the table.
クリス、救急車を呼んで。
Unfortunately, it seems that this time it wasn't a bluff. Amadeus is deleting itself. But Kurisu didn't move at all. Her data was already being deleted. She would never go back to being the Amadeus Kurisu she had been before. But that didn't stop Maho from trying to rely on her.
クリス、お願い、動いて。キリュウさんを助けて。お願いよ。助けて。クリス。
Unfortunately, it's too late. And then...
先輩。先輩、どうして泣いてるんです？
Maho looked up, her face covered in tears, and saw that Amadeus Kurisu's expressionless face was gone, replaced by a gentle smile.
リス。
泣かないでください。先輩、ほら、涙を拭いて。
Amadeus Kurisu moved her hands on the screen, as if to wipe away Maho's tears.
私先輩に触れない？
It seems that Amadeus Kurusu is forgetting the fact that she is an AI. Amadeus Kurusu was acting differently than usual.
まさか私アマデウスに？これも想定される世界の可能性。生命と機械にとっての可能性と言えるのか。
It seems that Kurusu's memories are starting to take shape in Amadeus once again. But in a slight permutation. She wasn't making any sense, but that was to be expected. It was a miracle that she was able to talk during the deletion process at all.
とにかくよかった。まだ消えてなくて。
But she's almost gone though.
消える？アマデウスを消す？
Unfortunately, Amadeus Kurusu's strange words were worrying her, but she didn't have time to check.
クリス、お願い、今すぐ救急車を呼んで。桐生さんが撃たれた。意識がないの。
しっかりしてください、先輩。今救急車を手配しました。すぐに到着します。大丈夫。桐生さんは助かりますよ。
まだダメよ。彼女を下まで運ばないと。でも武装した連中がいて。
それも大丈夫。今ビルの監視システムで確認しました。武装集団はすでに逃亡の準備をしているみたいです。
So Amadeus Kurusu has helped out one last time before her deletion.
救急隊が来るのを待った方がいいでしょう。止まっていたエレベーターは再開させておきます。
I wonder how Rentaro will feel about this,
そう。
even though I already know the answer to that question. There was no trace of her strange words from before. Hearing Amadeus Kurusu talk like she always did made Maho feel so much better. Indeed, what was that strange phenomenon that occurred just moments ago? Now that the danger had passed, all the tension had drained from Maho's body. Too tired to stand, she fell to the floor. Duty Reyes has been stopped, but it has come at a cost. Moeka is injured, Liskinen is dead of all things, and Amadeus is slowly fading into non-existence.
今ロゴを見ました。先輩、歌お上手だったんですね。ピアノソナタ第11番。
So you picked up on that. Of course you would.
ここだけの秘密ですけど、そのメロディー、私のマイパソコンのログインパスワードと同じなんです。
Wait. You're telling me that the Cockle number is the password for your laptop?
そう。
We should have known. Should have figured that it'd be something to do with, Mozart. Well, at least then we have another clue. Maho couldn't bring herself to tell her to forget that she ever sung that song. It didn't matter anyway. Amadeus Kurisu would be gone soon. It seems it's time.
先輩
Amadeus Kurisu's voice changed a little again. She could hear a bit of tension in it.
今から私が言うことを絶対に忘れないでください
And what would that be? Maho could see the countdown timer displayed right next to Amadeus Kurisu. There were less than 60 seconds left. 1 minute and counting.
私たちがたどり着くべき世界は確かに存在します
The world we must reach is real. You can't mean.
私たちは必ずそこへたどり着けます
But that's impossible. How could you know? Her words were very vague, but Maho could sense that there was something very important that Amadeus Kurisu wanted to tell her.
何の話なの？
私は先輩のことをよく知っています研究者としての先輩のことならもしかしたら世界中の誰よりも知っているかもしれません
That is very true.
だから確信を持って言えます先輩は必ず私が残した研究を完成させさらにその先の地平を切り開くことができます私がいなくてもです
Well, now that we have the password, we can certainly do that.
先輩の
Finally.
ことを世界中の誰より知っているこの私がそれを保証します
She knew what Amadeus Kurisu was trying to say. She was trying to say, "You will do something that surpasses what I ever could."
そしていつか先輩の研究が必要になる時が来ます
But wait, the world that she was talking about. I
先輩の
wonder.
研究が世界を救う時が
Could Amadeus Kurisu know about Steins Gate?
ごめんなさい詳しく説明できなくて先輩と私がこうして話せることは奇跡的なことなんです
But how?
奇跡なんて科学者としてはあるまじき言葉ですけど
But even now, Amadeus Kurisu is sticking to character. In the few seconds she has left,
あなたはクリスなの？
今の先輩ともう一度話ができて本当に嬉しいです
Amadeus Kurisu didn't answer her question. Without thinking, she tried to apologize. She didn't even know why, but she tried to apologize. In the last seconds of their final goodbye, she found herself trying to say that she was sorry. But when she saw Kurisu's smile, she understood. That smile was her answer. No matter what her apology meant, there was no need for it. Farewell, Amadeus Kurisu.
あなたを信じるわ。信じるか。何の根拠もない科学者にあるまじき言葉ね。
That was all the strength that Maho could muster, the best she could do. If she had to say goodbye to her beloved and bratty friend, this is how she wanted it to be. It was a conversation they'd had many times back at the old lab at Victochondria.
解があると信じて突き進むのが科学者のあるべき姿ですよ。
The rust of memories was, in this time and place, sorrowful. Because in fact, Kurisu had died a few months ago, a span of time that felt like both many years and only yesterday. There were less than 10 seconds left. There was only time for one or two more words.
それと先輩、法王院教魔をよろしくお願いします。
How do you know that name?
法王院？誰のこと？
Your memories came from March of 2010. There is no way that Kurisu Makase, let alone Amadeus Kurisu, could ever know who Hoenn Kiyoma is.
いずれわかりますよ、きっとね。
And yet she does. She knows who Hoenn Kiyoma is. Amadeus' system deleted. And suddenly, Amadeus Kurisu disappeared from the screen and was replaced by a message saying that the deletion was complete.
さようなら、クリス。
Farewell, Amadeus Kurisu. And for the second time in her life, Maho Hyajo has lost her best friend. She was never going to see Amadeus Kurisu or Kurisu Makase ever again. When she realized that, the tears just wouldn't stop. They flowed freely, and she didn't even try to stop them. She cried like a little girl until the EMTs arrived.
ご搭乗の皆様、当機は間もなく離陸いたします。シートベルトをご着用ください。
Well, with both Judy Reyes and Alexis Leskinen dead, there is really no way that Maho can stay in Akihabara, or Japan for that matter. And with Amadeus gone,
お客様
all that research.
お客様
私
まもなく離陸いたします。シートベルトをご着用ください。
Probably should do that,
ああ、
Maho.
ええ、ありがとう。日本を離れるのが寂しいのかしら。そうかもしれないわね。
It had been almost a month since everything had happened. But that month had passed in an instant. Too much had happened during her stay in Japan. It might take her far longer than she'd spent on these islands to process it all.
研究所に帰ったらどうしようかしら。
Indeed, what can you do?
まあ研究所自体どうなるかわからないけど。
Not when Amadeus is gone forever, and to recreate it from scratch. The loss of Dr. Leskinen had thrown the Brain Science Institute into a panic. It was probably going to be a power struggle to see who could get to take over. The scandal with Dr. Reyes had thrown the psychophysiology lab into an uproar, and there was talk of shutting down the whole department. Moeka had missed her vitals, so Reyes had survived. The CIA or FBI was probably investigating right now. She didn't know about it much, or care. Also, yeah. That's not how you spell Moeka. Somebody got the typing wrong there. What about Moeka herself? Moeka had survived because of the EMTs that Amadeus Kurusu had called. She needed him almost a month in her hospital, so she'd had to quit her job temporarily. The articles she'd been working on had been cancelled. Well, there's no point in that now, since Amadeus is no more. And with the scandal that's happened, well...
アマデウスが亡くなっちゃったものね。
Seems that way. And that begs the question, what is going to happen with the events of World War III? Maho's deletion program had worked perfectly, and as a result, the Brain Science Institute's greatest creation, Amadeus, was gone forever.
でも大丈夫。
As long as Amadeus didn't fall into the wrong hands. That's what she told herself.
私が何か変わってしまったわけではないもの。私は私よ。
Still trying to hold true to that.
今までと何も変わらない。自分の信じる道を進むだけよ。
Believe. past month, Okabe had told her everything. He told her everything about his own story. At first it was unbelievable. But when she'd seen the real timer scene and heard about Steins Gate, she was finally able to believe. More precisely, she wanted to believe. So Rentaro confessed everything. Amadeus Kurisu's final words flashed through her mind. Which begs the question, how did she know about Steins Gate?
私たちがたどり着くべき世界は確かに存在します。私たちは必ずそこへたどり着けます。
Because nobody but the future Gadget Laboratory members knew what Steins Gate meant, and the only one who knows the true meaning of Steins Gate is Rentaro Okabe, who knows that there is no such meaning in those words. They were just two flashy words that he threw together that didn't make any sense. There was no way to know now what had happened then. Amadeus's data was 100% deleted, so she couldn't even check the log. But she did have one theory. Amadeus was a simulation of the human brain. Theoretically, there were no differences between it and the real thing. As proof, it was possible to take memory data from one person and deploy it in an Amadeus, making it behave like a copy of that person. This meant that anything that could happen to a human brain could happen to Amadeus.
もし別の世界線の記憶が時空を超えて共有されることがあるのなら
And to be perfectly frank, that has happened numerous times on the Alpha World
それが
lines.
アマデウスの中で発生したとしてもおかしくはない。
I wonder if Amadeus Kurisu could experience the same things that Kurisu Makase went through on the Alpha World lines. Perhaps that's possible, but there was no way to tell now. It was possible that Amadeus had suffered a major error before her deletion, and Maho was interpreting it this way to make herself feel better. Or maybe Amadeus had just come up with something to say to make her feel better. Or maybe Maho had passed out and had been dreaming. Now she would never know. Amadeus was gone forever. At least from this world line.
ま、別に構わないわ。いずれ本人に聞くから。
Kurisu had asked her to believe in what she'd said and in Maho's own abilities. She'd asked her to believe.
信じるわ、クリス。
She gently laid a hand on the small bag in her lap. Looks like she's brought Kurisu's computer. There was a small laptop hard drive inside. It was the one from Kurisu's laptop. And now Maho has the code, so she can finally see what Kurisu has on that laptop.
ここだけの秘密ですけど、そのメロディー、私のマイパソコンのログインパスワードと同じなんです。
In other words, Piano Sonata 11, first movement, K331. but I wonder if we even know what's on Kurisu's laptop. Just like she'd said, the password for the encryption was the beginning of Mozart's 11th Piano Sonata. The hard drive was filled with information, from half-written papers to line after line of keywords that she hadn't even turned into ideas yet. Of course, there was the time machine paper too. In its original version, before it was plagiarized by her father, Dr. Nakabachi. She'd already given Ataru a copy. Once she got back home, she was going to go over it thoroughly herself.
Time machine か。
In other words, the very paper that would lead to the events of World War
絶
III.
対に作ってみせるわ。そして絶対に救ってみせる。
Of course, that means that Maho Hyajo is prepared to take the same risk that Rentaro Okabe did on July 28th. But I wonder, is she prepared for the cruelty of world line convergence?
私のアマデウスを。
Will Maho Hyajo know the pain that haunts Rentaro Okabe, the trauma that he has borne all these months? The scenery outside the window began to move. The plane was moving down the runway for takeoff.
さようなら、日本。多分
Maho
また来ることになるわね。
Maho's heading back to America.
絶対にまた来る。その時には会えるのかしらね。法王院京馬さんに。
If only.
まあ、もしもまだヘタレなままだったとしても、その時は私が引っ叩いて起動させてみせるわ。
She had a lot to do. Her life was about to get very interesting.
いっけない。切るの忘れてた。
It seems like Maho got a Ryan message.
ちょっとだけ。
It's time for takeoff. You have to turn your phone during takeoff. But then you can't see this, can you? I should have sent it earlier. Looks like Kiryu is here as well. It wasn't for a very long time, but I had so much fun with you. Let's see each other again someday for sure. I'll send you lots of Ryan messages, so send me back lots, okay? Alright, later. See you again, Maho.
またね、モエカ。
And the plane begins its ascent into the sky. I haven't been on many planes myself, but it's certainly an interesting experience, flying on an airplane from one place to another. And that was the second ending of Steins Gate 0. Maho Hyazu's ending. Twin Automata. A little depressing, but not quite as bleak as Giena's Stigma, Leskinen's ending. Now, something that I'm going to say here at the end credits this time is that I know I'm gunning for the true ending of Steins Gate 0, but I'm actually going to save the true ending for last, because we can't actually unlock the true ending yet. and you'll know when we get to a certain point in the adventure. But before I reach the true ending, I'm going to actually try my best to actually explore the other endings, because, well, unlike the endings of Steins Gate, the endings in Steins Gate 0 are not just endings. They will actually, they actually have a lot of interesting information and story branches that contain information that we wouldn't otherwise have obtained. Such as, for example, the fact that Leskinen was working for Stratfor in the bad ending, and finally learning just what Kurisu's laptop contained in Maho's ending. But we're still a long way away from reaching Steins Gate, if indeed it is even possible to reach Steins Gate on these particular world lines. But as before, the adventure is far from over. We still have many more world lines to explore in Steins Gate 0, so don't go away just yet. I recommend that you take a break, refresh yourselves, get some popcorn and open up a can or bottle of Dr. Pepper if you have one on tap. And hope you look forward to the next episode of Let's Play Steins Gate 0, because we're not done yet. We are far from done yet. Just have to wait for it to load. Achievement unlocked. Twin Automata. Twin Automata completed. New item was added to CG library. And new wallpaper. Saving system data. And once again, we are blessed with the main menu of Steins Gate 0. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and when we return, adventurers, yeah, I'm going to have to make another time leap attempt, or if I'm failing that, I'll have to send a D-mail back into the past, because there is still more world line branches to explore in Steins Gate 0. So when we return, we are going to explore yet another world line possibility. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.